Hey guys, SimIsDim here, and as the title of the video states, we're going to talk about the new Resident Evil trailer which dropped at E3 2018. This one's actually the kind of announcement trailer crossed with the gameplay trailer as well, so we're going to get right into it. I've done some freeze frames from the trailer and then we're going to talk about them now. So here's the first frame. One of the first things you notice in the trailer is the RPD itself. So this is the iconic scene where Leon walks into the RPD for the first time. Now in the original one, the RPD kind of looks a little bit unrealistic in my point of view. Now as you can see here, what they've done is they've kind of laid it out to make it look a little bit more realistic. So you've got the desk itself there, and then the stairs are going up instead of having the ladder which you have to pull down from the original game. I personally quite like this. It does show it in a little bit more of a realistic light, and I think that's generally the path they've taken with Resident Evil 2, just to keep it more relevant. We then get a look at Raccoon City itself in the street area around the RPD. Now one thing I've noticed as well, with the addition of the RE engine, I think they were actually able to make it look a bit more dark and dingy and like it's kind of a Warzone / apocalypse scenario. In Resident Evil 2 they did do a good job, but it was very linear, and here it looks like there's a little bit more freedom to walk around. I think that's generally just for the fact that, you know, Resident Evil 2 came out in 1998. The engine they had then probably was a little bit more limited to what we have now, so I think they've kind of capitalized on that. Let me know what you think of Raccoon City in the new trailer and the RPD itself, what your impressions of it were. The trailer then moves on to Leon walking through a corridor in what it looks like maybe a gas station or the back of a supermarket or something like that. I have a feeling that they've actually replaced the whole gun shop kendo scenario with this, and this is going to be where potentially you might find the shotgun, for example, or if you find it at all. But Robert Kendo isn't shown in the trailer, nor is the gun shop or the start of the game remade like it was in the first game. I think this is just a wild guess on my part though, but I do think this is definitely going to replace the kendo scene, because it was quite a fun and popular part of the game, but I think again it might not keep relevant to the way the story is going to work in Resident Evil 2. Expanding on from that scene, just a little bit further into the trailer in that respect, you do get a nice full frontal shot of Leon, and as you can see as well, he's kept his classic outfit with a few tweaks, like the body armor vest actually looking like a real body armor vest that a police officer would have probably worn around the mid-90s. And one thing I like as well, they've kept his signature curtain haircut, and they've also kept his HK VP70, which is a very iconic pistol, and I think it would have been a big mistake if they hadn't actually used that pistol. Personally, I think if they had changed Leon's appearance, it wouldn't have felt nostalgic in the trailers, and just probably when the game comes out as well, it might make it feel a little bit too different, because Leon's outfit is quite a classic outfit, and people will associate Leon with the RPD outfit. For example, in Resident Evil 4, a lot of people, as soon as they unlock it, will just put the RPD outfit straight away. So in this next part is going to be quite a big part, and this is going to be about the enemies themselves. So we've only really seen Mr. X and the zombies and briefly the liquor, but they've only really explored on the zombies mainly. I mean, the zombies are the main enemy in the Resident Evil series, at least from 1 through to 3, because obviously in 4 and beyond they actually changed from the T-virus infected citizens of Raccoon City themselves. One thing I have noticed in the trailer is there's kind of a horde mechanic, so they seem to kind of horde up and then gang up on you, and I think it's kind of reminiscent from the first one, but again the zombies' movements were very linear and they were very predictable in the game. This is also going to make the gameplay a lot harder, I think, because in Resident Evil 2 it is quite easy to just lure a zombie kind of away from a wall and into another wall and then just run past them. But I think again with the advancement of the Resident Evil, the RE engine, it's going to make it a lot more difficult and make it overall a more challenging game, which is actually something I'm rather looking forward to, because no one wants a really easy survival horror game, because I think personally it takes the actual aspect of survival horror away from it. I'm actually really looking forward to this and having that challenge. Let me know what you think in the comments below of the zombies that we've seen so far. I think that, like I said just previously, it's going to be a totally different challenge, but I want to know your feedback as well, so do jump in the comments and let me know. And swiftly moving on to this segment where you can see pretty much all the tendons in this guy's face and his jaw hanging off. Now that's another thing that's rather interesting. I think because of it being 2018 and the enhancements in graphics in video games in general, this is going to add to the atmosphere. This is going to make it a whole different game, a lot darker and a lot scarier, because there is this amount of gore, and I think that is definitely needed in a survival horror game. Because again, if it's just a hard game, it's a hard game, but if it's a hard and scary game, it adds that atmosphere, it makes your heart race, it makes it so, you know, you see something like that, especially quite close up like that actually is, it's going to make you be like, oh crap, this is happening, this is scary, this could happen to my character, I don't want to see Leon get his head ripped off like this. And I think that'll add another immersive aspect to this game. But enough about the undead, let's talk about the characters in the game, the human characters, so that humane element to the game. Obviously we know that Leon is going to be the playable character so far. Claire is in the trailer as well. It would be a crime if they didn't make it so you got to play as Claire, because Claire is obviously the joint protagonist of the game as well as Leon, so I'm really interested to see some gameplay from her as well, because she's only briefly touched upon. As you can see here, it looks like there's finally going to be survivors. So whereas in the original Resident Evil 2 you only really got to meet Marvin, there seems to be other members of the RPD so far from what we can see. I believe this character's name is Elliot, which actually has some continuity to the Resident Evil Outbreak games, because there is one of the main police officers in there and his name's Elliot, so that's a nice little touch as well for the Outbreak players such as myself to see that. But so from what I've seen, there are again survivors. There is Marvin, and Marvin's actually, by the looks of things, in his classic role where he's the wounded cop and he gives you advice, and by the looks of things, instead of giving you a key card, he actually gives you a knife. That's where you get your knife from. And it's quite interesting to see Claire as well, because where Leon has his classic outfit, they seem to have changed Claire's outfit, and just I would say they haven't changed the way she looks. She still looks like Claire, same as Leon still looks like Leon, but outfit wise it makes her look very different. But to be honest, I quite like this, as much as I do miss the pink denim jacket and the pink hot pants as well, which is Claire's classic look. But to be honest, it's a welcome change for me as well. So let me know what you guys think about keeping Leon classic and not keeping Claire classic. Some people will think it's controversial, but I kind of like it. And finally, before we end this video, let's just brush quickly on the aesthetics of the RPD from the outside. As you can see from this screenshot here of Leon walking up to the RPD, it looks very much like the RPD in other iterations of the game, such as Resident Evil 2, 3, and Outbreak File 2. Now, I personally think this looks amazing, because the RPD is mentioned to be an old art museum, which is why it kind of looks like that style building rather than a modern police station. So let me know what you think about keeping the RPD's classic outside look as well. So this is going to cut this video short, and we're going to end it here. Let me know what you think of this video. I've never actually done anything like this before on either of my channels, and I'd love to have your feedback. This is just my analysis of the Resident Evil 2 trailer. Let me know if you want me to do more on Resident Evil 2 when we get more footage and gameplay that comes out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.